Hello and welcome to week 4 of Waterhole Cam. This week my elephant and lion defences get severely tested, but more on that later. We just ease into it first with some zebra and warthogs and guinea fowl. We don't get kudu visiting our waterhole very often, so it's always nice to see them. And finally, a leopard. I think this one is a female. It's hard to tell because there is a young male that we've seen around that also looks much like a female, but I'm pretty sure this one is a female. And then at about 4 the next morning, back again. I think it's the same leopard. Haven't seen her for ages, and then she pitches up twice in one night. And here we have a UFO. Most people think that aliens are going to be very large, but as we can see here, they are tiny. Or maybe it's just a spider web. The small animal on the right hand side of the waterhole, you can just see its eye. That is some Mello's mongoose. It's not the greatest video, but they're very rarely seen, so I thought I'd throw it in here. This is the group of lions that we've been seeing here quite a lot. They've got an extra member now, so there's 5 of them. but the size of their group does change constantly because these small groups are part of a much larger pride, and so they come and go in between the two prides. This lioness is going to have a go at my battery, so my defences are going to be tested here. I put the battery in a metal box and I put a bunch of thorn branches in front of it. Now the thorn branches didn't stop her at all, she just shoved her head right in there. And then she got hold of the lid of the battery box and flipped it open, and it dropped back and gave her a bit of a fright, but she didn't do any damage, so I guess the defences worked, sort of. We then had multiple groups of elephants coming through to the waterhole. All the sharp rocks I put in front there clearly don't deter them. They're not that comfortable walking on the rocks, so they didn't spend as much time as before. And planting a dead tree stump and putting the camera onto that seems to be more effective, because at least they didn't knock it over this time. I spent a nerve-wracking couple of hours watching the camera, trying to see if elephants were going to damage it, and it was made harder by the fact that they would often block the Wi-Fi signal, so the camera would go offline for a few minutes, then I'd have to check and make sure it was still upright. And just as one group would leave, another group would pitch up. It's a mixture of some big males and then herds of females and their babies, right throughout the night and the next morning. The baboons we get around our place are not often seen and also very shy. As soon as they see a person, they go running off. There are other groups on the reserve which are much bolder and will actively break into people's houses and ruin all their stuff, so we're pretty lucky with them. A large spotted genet drinking on the left. They're becoming quite common visitors to the Waterhole now. And finally a duiker, which I've included here because it's the first time we've had one on camera. And that is it for this week.